If you're turning 65 or you're about to retire, you know by now there are a lot of decisions and choices that you have to make. Medicare is obviously a big one, but also Social Security. Is it the right time to file for your Social Security benefits? So this is a big choice that people have to make. A lot of times it's confusing. So we're going to dig deep into that right now. I have a special guest. We're going to go over it in detail. Hope you find it helpful. Stay tuned.
Medicare on video, Medicare on video.
Okay, so we're going to do something a little different today. So obviously I talk all about Medicare all the time, get a little tired of talking about Medicare. We're going to talk a little bit about Social Security and the benefits and kind of when to file and what you might want to do. It's certainly important information. And I have a special guest today. I have Lane Martinsen. He's an Amazon bestseller. He's got a book called The Holistic Retirement Planning Revolution. He also has a big YouTube channel called Financial Fast Lane, and he's got a website based around Social Security called SocialSecurityLane.com. So make sure you check that out. I'm going to put all that information below the video. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be down in the description. And right now we're going to talk more about Social Security. And one of the big questions that a lot of people have is, does it make sense to get it early? So we're going to put that to you, Lane, right now and figure out if that makes sense.
Well, thank you, Keith. Yeah, it's an important question. Social Security is a big deal. It's a big part of every retirement plan, and it's surprisingly complex. And so you really want to make sure that you have a good strategy and you've thought through this well. So to answer your question, if you're earning money, there is an earnings limit, and so that's one reason a very strong reason why you would not want to possibly claim at the earliest age if you have an income. So the earnings limit for 2021 is $18,960. So you could earn that amount and claim Social Security early and have no penalty. But if you, for every dollar that you earn over and above that number, the 18,960, Social Security is going to penalize you 50%. So it's a very steep penalty, and so it very often does not make sense. And if you go ahead and claim early, then you're going to be taking a reduction in your benefits that are permanent reduction for life. And so there's a lot of money on the table, and you really want to make sure you get this right.
So if you're still working at age 62, 63, 64, and you're making 25,000 or 35,000 or whatever it may be, it wouldn't make any sense at all because you would just lose that in Social Security going forward.
Yeah, everything above the 18,960, they're going to keep $1 back. So the way that works is they don't necessarily know until you file your taxes, and then they see what your income was. And so you got used to this deposit from Social Security, and then they're going to send you a letter that says, if you're wondering why Social Security is no longer sending you this deposit, it's because you owe us $10,000 or whatever it is. And so they'll stop it until it's caught up, and then the payments would resume. And if you did the same thing the next year, it really doesn't make sense if you're still working. Yeah. So let me just show you some of the trends. So if you can see my screen here. So if we go back to 1996, the majority of folks were claiming Social Security early. But so we move kind of fast forward to 2013. You can see that more and more people are actually delaying the start of their Social Security benefits. And now, once we got up to 2018 and beyond, the majority of folks are actually have learned that it is often to their benefit to not claim at the earliest age possible. So here, let me give you kind of a quick overview of how Social Security works. Let's assume that you have a full retirement. So you got to understand what a full retirement age is. It's based on your date of birth, and it's the age that Social Security determines is your full retirement age, right?
So it used to be 65, right? Just a flat 65.
Right.
Okay.
And now, so if you're born between 1943 and 1954, your full retirement age is 66. If you were born in 1955, is 66 and 2 months. If you're born in 1956, it'd be 66 and 4 months. And so for every year, you add 2 months to your full retirement age up till 1960 and beyond, then your full retirement age would be 67. All right, so if we take a look at my chart here, assuming a full retirement age of 66, if you were to claim your benefits at age 62, then your full retirement benefit would be reduced by about 25%. If you wait just 1 year, you can see how it's less of a reduction, and so forth. And then when you reach your full retirement age, you receive what is considered your full benefit. Now, if you were to delay 1 year, you're going to get a guaranteed 8% increase in the benefit each year that you wait. So it can make a very big difference in the size of your Social Security payment. Now, of course, there's fewer years that you're receiving money. And so a lot of times people will think, well, I'd rather have more years of receiving it because I don't know how long I'm going to live. And there's all kinds of different personal decisions that come into the mix. But it's important to understand how this works. So let's assume that your full retirement age is 67 and instead of 66, right?
Right.
Now, if you take Social Security at age 62, you're not getting a 25% reduction. You actually would get a 30% reduction. And so, and then on the delayed credits, you have 1 yet less year to get that 8%. So most people do claim or have claimed prior to their full retirement age. So most are getting what is considered a reduced benefit.
I would think that falls a lot around age 65, where they are. I mean, that's kind of been programmed in our brains for so long that you work until age 65, retire, go into Medicare, collect Social Security. So I would think probably not as much at 62 or 63, but 65 versus 66 or 67, probably a big number.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So we do Social Security analysis and is part of what we do in our business here. And so we create real detailed analysis because of the complexity, and we're able to show folks exactly what all their options are. So for example, everyone has a crossover point. And so in this example, this is a married couple, and in the red line here, you can see what their break even is first off. So it's just under age 80, 79 years and 10 months. So what that means is if they were to claim at 62, the amount of money that they would receive in total compared to what if they didn't collect until 70.
Right.
Once they hit age 79 and a half, they will have received the exact same amount of money. So the question would be, do you think you're going to live past 79 or past 80? And if you are, then there is more money to be had for delaying. And so you can see it becomes fairly significant in those later years. And up here we got the summary. So if your life expectancy was age 85, you can see that that's well over $100,000 more benefits paid out to you. And most of that coming in those last 5 years, right? If you happen to have some more longevity, you can see how drastic it becomes if you live to like my dad's age. he's turning 94 here in a couple months. But hundreds of thousands of dollars difference, and so it makes a big deal, or it makes a big difference. Let me show you. Here's another example. The crossover point for these folks was age 82, and there's about a $200,000 difference for them. Here's a single person. Break evens about right at age 80 in 1 month. And so, now if you have, depending on what other types of assets you have, if you have a pension, or if you have a 401k and other streams of income, that really can make a big difference on your Social Security strategies. A lot of times people think of, well, okay, I've got my retirement savings over here, and I've got Social Security over here, and we've got our house, and we've got all these other elements of our financial life. And when you think of them in terms of being separate of each other, that's really where the mistakes come in. It's in optimizing and coordinating all these things. And so, for example, if you have little to no savings for retirement, your best options are going to be really to work longer and delay Social Security, because every year that you delay, you're getting a double benefit. Not only is Social Security getting larger, it's one more year that you're not going to have to be dependent solely on Social Security, right? And so there are some people who have done a really good job of saving, and they have a nice nest egg from their 401k or whatnot. And a lot of times it will actually make sense for them to claim a little bit earlier, because they have assets that are invested in. And so, we use software to help us analyze all these things.
Right.
So a lot of it has to do with longevity, not only for you, but for a spouse if you're married. Because when, you have a husband and wife, one dies, the larger of their two benefits is what becomes the survivor benefit. And so even, you might have if you were an individual, your strategy could be very different than if you're married, because you're thinking about maybe a healthier or younger spouse. And so you really got to take some of these things into account. But what this summary on this page does, it shows you total cumulative benefits. If you have a short life, a normal life, a long life, then it tells you exactly what to do, at what age and it shows you all the different scenarios. So anyway, we have a very nominal fee to create this type of analysis. And
I think the whole point of that, Lane, is there's no real right answer. It could be grabbing it at 62. It could be grabbing it at 64, or wait till retirement age, or even park it till 70. Some people like to kind of take control of their money and do what they want to do with it. Some people are happy, letting it sit and kind of become a nest egg down the road. So it's good to have something like that just puts it all in front of you. So, and that's kind of what I try to do with Medicare. I'm not pushing one way or another. I want you to be fully understanding of what everything is, and then whatever choice you make, is the right choice, as long as you understand it. That's certainly a big part of it.
Right. Yeah. So, learning and understanding all these things is something I always encourage people. You gotta know the information to make good decisions. And
Yep.
so
hopefully, super helpful stuff. So make sure, take a minute, visit socialsecuritylane.com and take a look at what he has to offer there, and to have a planning strategy. So don't wait until the end to see what happens. Make sure if you're in your 60s now, make sure you get ahead of the game. And obviously, if you're getting ready to turn 65, whether you're going to keep working or whether you're going to come into Medicare, right at 65, just make sure you know what your options are. And obviously, I handle the Medicare part, Lane handles the Social Security part, and just makes things easy for you going forward. So I don't know if you have anything else to add there, Lane.
No, but thank you very much, Keith. I know we can only cover so much in one video, so.
Yep. I think we'll be doing a little more of this. So we're going to try and break down the pieces as we go, and make sure to visit Lane's channel. And again, I'll put that information below the video, and we'll keep it going from there. So I hope you found this helpful. Have a fantastic day.